Hey guys, so today we're checking out the smoked sequential LED taillights fitting all 2018 and newer JL Wranglers. So if you're looking for an update in lighting to the rear end of your Wrangler, or just to replace your factory lighting if you've damaged one out on the trail or you're just sick of the halogen lighting, this option is going to be a great choice to take a look into. So this is going to be perfect for somebody who really wants to add a custom look to the back end of their Wrangler with the ring design and the sequential features, but is also looking for a more blacked out look with this very sleek smoked lens. Now the LEDs are going to be a lot better than those factory halogens, being a lot brighter, making you a lot more noticeable while you're out on the street, especially with this custom look. And it's even going to be great if you're looking for a set of taillights that are a lot brighter than your factory ones, especially if you're looking for extra visibility when you're backing up your Wrangler. Not to mention, these also are going to be a little bit more durable than the factory lights, and that's going to help you guys that are going out on the trail and want to make sure that these are able to hold their own to any branches or brush. With all that being said, these are going to be roughly $300, putting them at a pretty average price point for LED taillights. Now, some other options on the page may be set up a little bit differently. Some may have clear lenses and may have a red reflector or a chrome reflector instead of this option, which will have obviously that smoked lens and a very blacked out look. So again, if you are looking to upgrade your taillights to something that's a lot brighter and is going to give you a sleeker and more custom look out of the back end of your Wrangler, then this is a great choice to take a look at. Install is going to be very easy at a 1 out of 3 wrenches on the difficulty meter. Everything you see here is going to be plug and play, and you're going to need a couple of basic hand tools to get the job done. So speaking of that install, let's jump into that now. The tools that I used for my install were a flathead screwdriver, a Phillips head screwdriver, the JL ratchet, and T40 Torx from the JL toolkit. So our first step to this install is actually to go inside our cargo area or our tailgate area. So what we're going to do is just open up our tailgate and pop our glass. So now that we're inside our cargo area, at the back here, we're gonna have a little trim piece. I'm just gonna pop that off with a flathead screwdriver. You can use a trim removal tool or really anything. There is a little tab here. All you gotta do is just pop it up, pull that out of place. Then what we can do is access that bolt that's holding on our taillight. Now, it is going to be a T40 Torx. You can use a T40 Torx socket, or since you do have a T40 Torx supplied in your JL toolkit, you can just use that with the ratchet, and that's what I'm gonna do. So this is a little bit difficult to see. It will be easy to see once you are inside of your JL and taking this out, but there's gonna be a little plastic bolt, and what we're gonna do is just thread this out. It is also going to be spring-loaded, so it may not feel completely unthreaded. All right. Then we can just remove that and we'll be able to pull out our taillight. What we have to do now is just wiggle our taillight. It should come out of place. You just have to pull straight back. As you can see, this is where it attaches in the inside of our tailgate there. So we don't actually have ours clipped on, but this will usually just be clipped on to your taillight like that. I'm gonna pull this red tab back, and then we'll be able to release that clip and pull back on the harness. So it may be a little bit difficult to release this at first. You can just take a flathead screwdriver or any flat edge. It's small enough. So as you can tell, side by side, this is our factory light, and this is gonna have the mounting bracket on it that we just took off. Now this is our new light. It is going to have posts to mount up the mounting bracket or swap it over, so that's exactly what we're gonna do. I'm gonna take a Phillips head screwdriver because it's only held in by 3 Phillips head screws, as well as a little retainer clip. So I'm just going to take that Phillips head, and we can take these screws out and transfer this over to our new light. Once that's disconnected, making sure that the lights are oriented in the correct way, that everything's lining up. Just gonna put this to the side so it's not in the way. We'll line it up with those mounting locations. You are also going to have a couple holes as far as lining it up with the pins or the alignment pins there. We can take the screws from the factory, transfer them right into our new light, Now you are going to need to use a little bit of pressure just because this is a screw going into plastic. Get all of these in, then we'll tighten them down. So once our bracket is transferred over and installed, now we can mount up our light. So now we can plug in our light. This is going to be plug and play, pretty basic. I'm gonna hear it click. Line this up, and then we can reattach our bolt. So now that the taillight's sitting in the back of our Jeep, what we can do is take our factory bolt. We can take that T40 Torx and the ratchet from the JL toolkit and tighten that up. Now I would like to mention again that this is plastic. You don't want to over tighten it and end up breaking the bolt into the taillight. It is going to be spring loaded, so we'll keep tension on there to make sure that it's not releasing or unthreading while it's sitting in the back here. So once you get a little bit of tension, we can go ahead and pop our cover back on. Before we hop into the rest of the install, I did want to stop down and tell you guys a little bit more about these new taillights and what benefits that you're going to get out of these in comparison to your factory setup. Now right off the bat, you can tell that these are going to be set up completely different in comparison to your factory taillights. On your factory taillight, you're going to have that standard red and white reflector with a reflector on the side, and it's overall just going to be a pretty basic setup. Now when moving over to this new taillight setup, this is going to look a lot sleeker with that smoked housing. Perfect for you guys out there that are looking for that blacked out look. Now that lens is actually going to be a little bit more durable than your factory reflector or your factory lens, made of a polycarbonate material, so it will be able to hold its own while it is out on the trail. Now the actual housing itself is going to be very similar. It's made of an ABS material, so that is going to stay more or less stock when moving over to this new taillight setup. Now the big step up in comparison to your factory is the fact that this is going to integrate LEDs. So this is going to have multiple LEDs inside of the housing that's going to be a lot brighter, making you and your Jeep a lot more noticeable while you're out on the street. They're also going to just look a lot cleaner, and they're going to be a lot more efficient. So these are going to last a way longer time than your factory halogen bulb. Not to mention, you are getting a very custom look. The LEDs inside are going to be set up in a circular position in comparison to the traditional styling of your factory housing. You're getting that smoked look for a sleeker look on your Jeep, and it's also going to have that sequential taillight sequence. So when you hit your turn signal, it will pulse around the actual circle instead of just blinking like your standard light. Not to mention, these are also going to be DOT and SAE approved, and they are plug and play, making for an easy install as you just last saw. So speaking of that, let's finish up our install. So after your tailgate's closed up and everything's tightened down, then you're all set to go. So that's gonna wrap it up for my review and install. Make sure you like and subscribe, and for more videos and products like this, always keep it right here at ExtremeTerrain.com.